Okay, evening walk and just some other insights. So I was just thinking about, again, like typical behavior and setups that narcissists and people in active addiction do. And let's even just say addicts, like dry drunks, dry addicts, they do the same behavior. And that is like, as long as it's convenient for them and their agenda, they're totally down for whatever it is that you want to do, okay? As long as it doesn't disrupt their agenda and their need for adoration and attention, okay? However, when it starts to mess with their agenda and like if there appears to be a conflict with messing up with their agenda, then what's going to happen is they're going to then retaliate, and they're going to retaliate in a way that is, again, them holding on to straws, trying to, continue with their agenda, okay? And at the same time, once they get their needs met, and through whatever means and through whatever manipulation, then they're going to be like, appear as though they're in control, okay? Like it's all about a control thing. So let me give you an example to illustrate my point. So, okay, let's say that somebody has their home and they have it the way that they want it, and it's in, a certain field of, how they want things placed a certain way, and whether there's a particular type of organization and order. And then all of a sudden you come over as a guest. And when you come over as a guest, like they're just like the addict, because they're all about the party scene and the adoration and the attention. You come over as a guest and they're happy for you to come over as a guest. They're happy for you to, hang out, lounge around, participate, like have a music jam, watch a movie together, play games together. Like, they want, the more the merrier, generally speaking, with addicts, alcoholics, and narcissists. They like the party, they like the adoration, and they like the attention. Okay? However, if at some point, somebody is like, well, it's getting late, I need to get going because, I have an early day tomorrow. As soon as that kind of communication starts and they're in the environment of the addict, again, the addict is going to do everything to keep the party rolling. They want to keep the attention rolling, the party rolling. They're gonna go, don't leave now, like it's not over yet. We've got more time. And so there's this sense of, wanting to continue the atmosphere of what they have going, because they want more posses in their party. Okay. Now, in contrast, okay, someone who's not an addict, okay, and someone who has their environment set up a certain way, and it's a functional environment, and their environment supports doing their daily activities. And yes, when guests come, they may have a guest room, and but everything is like orderly and organized. There's a process and a procedure for things, and when it's at that time limit, somebody who is a functional person, they're going to be like, everybody, hate to break it up, but it's 10 o'clock and we all have an early day tomorrow, so I'm giving you a 15-minute warning. It's 9:45 and everybody has to be out of here in 15 minutes, right? I mean, that's what a responsible, mature person is doing. And again, the addict narcissist behavior is going to find ways to instigate and attempt to cause problems, even in the gathering up of people to leave. They're going to be the ones that are lingering around and they're not leaving. And they may even be the ones that are pretending that they're, they can't drink or drive. I mean, they can't drive or whatever. Like, I'm just saying, they're going to cause attention to themselves with some story or some drama. Okay. And whereas, again, a person who's a mature person who has their act together And they're going to be like, I was able to host this party until this time, but now the party's over and you guys need to go home and I need to get my rest. And, I have a functional day that I need to be ready for tomorrow. That's somebody that knows how to set boundaries, that has, that's letting people know, what's acceptable and what's not. And then I'm going to give you just another slant on this example. So when there's a narcissist or an addict that has a specific agenda, okay, and this is an example where they want to be seen as Mr. or Mrs. Hospitality. They want to be seen and get the adoration of what comes with that. But in reality, generally speaking, their environment that they're living in is not conducive to actually hosting a suitable party, because most of their environments are a drug den or a bachelor pad or something that just, it's not inviting. The toilet and the bathroom are not clean. And, there's lots of dirty dishes that haven't been dealt with for weeks. And, inviting people over into that environment is actually they're not prepared for a party or a jam session or anything, because, they're living and operating out of a drug den mentality, a scarcity mentality. And so when people come over that want to hang out in that environment, they already have that scarcity drug den mentality, because if you're using drugs and that's what you're doing, like, it doesn't matter about what the environment is. All they're interested in is, can I get one more? That's the drug mindset that is occurring. And so therefore, and the narcissist is all about the attention. And if they're part of the drug thing and they're getting all this attention, whether it be sexual attention or flirtatious attention or whatever, like, they don't care about what the environment looks like. They're just happy to, be able to have the, have all the adoration and the attention from the people who show up in the environment. So again, everybody's shtick of what they're interested in is different, okay? So coming back to the addict in active addiction and the narcissist doing the narking, okay? If you are in a relationship with an addict or with a narc, basically they're trying to put you in those types of environments and they're trying to see how comfortable you are. And the bottom line is, okay, I may go to a particular environment, and once I find out that it's a drug den environment, I'm out. Like, that's not my environment. That's not the kind of environment I'm going to hang out in. I'm going to hang out in a clean, organized, orderly environment that has high vibration people that are aligned with God. And maybe we're having a Bible study, or maybe we're watching a movie together, or maybe we're having a dinner feast together. But the intention is on God and on cooperation and humanity. And that's where I'm coming from, okay? Now, a drug addict in a drug den and people that want to have sex, whores, and, dumb shits that just want to shoot up, all they're interested in is, where can we do what we want to do? They don't care whose bed they're getting their jizz on. They don't care what drugs, residue, or mess that they're leaving behind in that environment. They don't care. So it doesn't matter to them what the environment is. So when you think about these things, these are other variables to consider when you're looking at the profile or the type of person who fits the profile of an addict or a narcissist. And these are the kind of things that they're accepting in their reality. So therefore, when they get into let's bring it back up. So when they, quote, hit the jackpot, and I'm saying this in quotes, okay? Let me give you an example. If somebody's living in a drug den apartment, okay, where they don't even have electricity, or, you know, they don't have a running toilet. I mean, these are some of the situations that people in NA talked about, okay? It's real, like, poverty consciousness, okay? And if that's the way that they're living, and then all of a sudden they meet you, and you're not a drug addict, okay? And you actually have a functional apartment, and not just like a shitty apartment, but a nice apartment with nice things. All of a sudden, all they're seeing is dollar signs and cha-ching. And what they're seeing is, how fast can I create a story to get into that environment so that I can make you my instant girlfriend, so that I can now move into this nice environment, so that I can start stealing from you without you knowing that I'm stealing from you, so that I can create a whole story and web about how great of a person I am, so that you'll want to marry me. And meanwhile, every time that you're not looking, whether you're sleeping, taking a bath, out earning an income, or hanging out with your family, or doing your workout, I'm going to be figuring out ways to create a drug den in your house. I'm going to be figuring out ways to, sabotage your health by putting fattening agents in your green smoothies so that you gain weight instead of lose weight. I'm going to sell your jewelry and, sell your assets without you even knowing. And I'm going to make all these business schemes up as a cover-up that will get an instant, business number, like, what is it called? Like a business tax ID number and all this stuff. They're doing all this under the guise that they're doing something legit. But in reality, there is nothing legit. The whole thing was a cover-up for a drug den. The whole thing was a cover-up for whoring out girls, and, like sex trafficking and shit. And, call this number and sit on my dick. I mean, literally, that is what he was running, okay? Literally, that is what was going on. Okay, and when you think about that type of mindset, that type of mindset is very different from an honest, mindset of someone who has integrity, that actually has an apartment and they actually want to grow and explore with another human being and, do something for God's mission and help other people. Like, that's a completely different reality versus, what was actually demonstrated. So I'm going to sign out for now because I'm losing light. Got to focus on getting back. All right, have a good night, everybody. Hope that helps somebody.